All right, great. Welcome. Sounds hollow, yeah. How do you like the sound on this show? Welcome to David's Kitchen, everybody. We have either a hot mic or a completely no mic scenario. Bad audio? Okay. Let me do a live switch then. Sounds like I'm in a toilet. Well, that's not an appropriate thing for cooking shows. Yeah, I can try this mic, this mic over here. Testing, one, two, testing. What do you think? Just this mic on board has been kind of. What about now? Do you like it now? Testing, one, two, three. Testing, one, two, three. All right, I'm going to get some coffee here because I can't cook without coffee. It's all muffled, so there's absolutely no sound coming in through here. Well, that's not good. Well, we're supposed to be doing a Technology Thursday show, so
There you go, bring in.
no, there's no other mic to do it.
What about the old AT2020?
Yeah, bring in the old AT2020. Yeah, you might as well. It's in the living room.
All right, so this is the mic off the board, and I'm pretty screwed on the board here. Much better. Well, Sarah's going to go to the other mic so we can see if that works too. This one sounds good now, much better. Well, maybe Realtek made an adjustment because I was sounding pretty low. Well, it all started when Misanthropy had decided. You went deaf? It's better now? Okay, well, let's just plug in this mic and see what we can do with this. This is an AT2020 from about 8 years ago. That was a donation gift from that man with who does those funny shows on Saturday.
All right.
Forget his name. Grunt Rafali. Yeah, you'd think I remember his name. Yeah. Anyway, so many things to think about. A world gone crazy. Now Trump is saying that these exercises.
Gar the Ghoul.
Gar the Ghoul. Thank you.
He changed his name though before it.
He's an awesome.
It did relate to something with squirrel.
Right. Well, we're doing a cooking show today, pork fried rice, and I have to get started. So, okay. According to the Florida school officer, waited outside the building for 4 minutes as the killings happened. Florida school officer. The cops stayed outside during the massacre. This whole story is sounding more and more like a fake event, and I hope the rest of the country is beginning to realize that we're being lied to. We need evidence to see anything, and if we don't have evidence in front of us, I mean, a preponderance of evidence, how can you pass judgment? I mean, in a courtroom, you have to have overwhelming evidence that somebody's guilty. Okay, let's see if this mic is any better. Are you ready? Let's switch it over. Oh, she's had a long day. Who wouldn't be tired after a long day? Yeah, this is supposed to be Technology Thursday, so we're testing our technology. I'm going to give you a test on this mic and see if it's any better, because I just assume go to that one, which is a better mic. Let's see. Testing 1, 2. No, this is even lower, see? It never worked. See how low it is? Okay, we'll go back to the other mic. The main mic, we had that all along, and all of this mic discussion was caused by Misanthropy, who must really have a thing for the show. I'm blaming it all on you. It didn't. It's not the same mic. Okay, we'll go back to the original mic. Okay, everybody, we're going to start the show now on the original mic. That was the mic failure. Yeah, there's something about these USB mics that don't always plug and play with computers. This turns your volume up a bit. Just turn your volume up. Yeah, I can't. Everyone just turn your volume up. We're back, everybody. The mic is completely ruined. We can't make a better choice now, so I have to start cooking. Today's dinner is going to start with pork, and I went to the store today and I found the same kind of deal for more pork. So I pulled this out of the freezer, and this is a boneless chopped bundle for normally $5.12. I got it for $3 off, so it was $2.12 for that meat. 50 cents for this green pepper, that's $2.62. I'm going to say 20 cents for this organic onion. So we're up to, I'm going to say it rounded out about $3 with celery. Let's see, I'm going to get some rice. All right. That's strange. There it is. Yeah, I was hiding it from myself. Oh, my favorite. Oh, there it is. It's right here, right in front of me. Okay, this is really the best thing I could ever get. It's a strainer that strains things, and I make my rice in that. Yeah. Now I'm going to take all these pre-peeled carrots and put them on the breadboard here. Oh no, I'm totally automated here. I love food. Thank you. And then I'm going to just chop them up, kind of chunky, you know. Yeah, this is going to go at the bottom of the ricer, and I'm going to get that ricer going in about 3 minutes. So I'm just going to put all of these carrots at the bottom of the ricer with an onion, half an onion. And you don't want to cut your finger off, because if you put your finger under there, it'll cut it off. That's one thing about knives. If you keep your fingers near the knife, you'll get cut. You got to be very careful. Always pay attention when cutting. Never lose focus. Number one problem with chefs is they lose focus when they cut themselves. All right, nice and neat. Actually, I've got a little half an onion I could mix in there with that from some previous meal. Peel the outer skin off and just kind of dice it in there. I got to get pretty aggressive with this because I have to. I have this wonderful ricer I picked up a long time ago as a gift from my sister Connie. She didn't want it. She didn't like it, so it's great. It works fantastic. I've used it for so many meals. Just plug it right in. It starts to warm up immediately. And then you take the bottom and spray it with a little oil. Just spray that with a little oil all along the bottom. I use olive oil, extra virgin. Okay. Now, you iBloggers, I have not gotten into that show over here, but I'm over there. Yeah, I've got to get into the iBlog. Hang on. Be right there, guys. Okay, now I'm active over at iBlog, and I'm going to open up my show. Some of you are over there right now and want to get into that show. Balancing technology is the key, and I'm up and running over there. Good. Wow. Kind of a bright image, huh? That light's really coming in. I'd show you my view, but what's the point? It's everything's getting, the pot was great. I don't mean marijuana, but I'm sure I've never really smoked bad pot except maybe in Oklahoma. But no, the pot is not burnt. It's yeah, it's actually an amazingly seasoned pot. And I'm going to go ahead and get the onions and the carrots in there right now. You're just captivated, aren't you? You can't help this. Just so fun. Interactive chat has got to be the best part of the future. I know. Oh, come on. The beta fish had a good life. It just, I cleaned the water too much. That one guest is in there. Happy Tech Thursday, man. Okay, let me get that the carrots into the pan right away. I'm going to get a burner going on the front burner to cook the pork. And I'm going to go with a small pan. Make sure that's nice and clean. Turn it on level 6 to start with. I'm going to go ahead and get the rice up. Okay, as you know, I've been cooking with non-GMO rice. It's kind of cool. And here's that wonderful little strainer. I love this strainer. It used to have an arm on it, and it broke, and I've been using it ever since. This is from the 1970s. But it has the perfect amount of rice in it. Now you want to put your white rice at the bottom of the strainer, because that's going to be at the top of your meal. So you take your white rice. This is non-GMO rice, by the way. Look for non-GMO rice if you can. If you can get non-GMO organic, that's even better. I look kind of puffy, huh? You like the hair? Yeah, thank you. And then I'm going to top it off with brown non-GMO rice. Gluten-free, vegan. If you can find organic, that's great. Okay, this makes the perfect amount of rice, this little strainer here. And I'm going to go ahead and rinse it off because rice, as you know, has a natural amount of arsenic in it, no matter what it is, even if it's organic. So you want to rinse it off under a clean, purified water source to get any residues of arsenic off of it. Because what rice is, it's grown in rice paddies, and they use a lot of water, and water happens to be a conveyor of heavy metals like arsenic. And no matter how good the rice is, it's going to have a little trace amount of arsenic in it. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and get the rice in the ricer. Just top it right in there, like that. Okay. You remember that pork, right? The pork I have. I'm going to throw a little olive oil in the pan that's nice and hot. Just a little bit, about a tablespoon. Then I'm going to take my Patti LaBelle non-salted Miss Patty's seasoning, no salt blend. I'm going to cover that with onto the pork. So make sure you rinse the pork off. Pour some Patti LaBelle on there. Put it right in there. Right on that grease. Cover it right up. There you go. And pour some Miss Patty on top too. Give it about a tablespoon of good seasoning. And now you can use Italian seasoning, curry. We're still on level 6. That's a hot burner, yeah. I'm going to turn the ricer on high now. And I'm going to add that much water. So for every 1 cup of water, 1 cup of rice, you want to add 2 cups of water. Now you can throw a little shake of whatever seasoning you got, curry, even onion powder, whatever you got. Throw a shake on the rice too. So a total of about a tablespoon. You don't want to have too much, but a total of about a tablespoon of seasoning. Seal up the rice bags for next time. Super easy to cook with products that you can store in the cupboard. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a spatula. That's on high. I'm starting to cook the rice already. All right, we're doing great. The Galloping Gourmet. I used to watch that as a kid. I love that show. He got really Christian. So let's go ahead and take and move that pork and flip it over right away. Yeah. We're searing and steaming that pork. Now I'm going to take my celery, chop that celery up. One stalk is all you really need. Okay. Put that right on top of the pork. I've got more onions to go. I'm going to cut this other onion up. Peel the sides off. All right. Looking good. Yum, pork fried rice. Love it. Yeah. Pork fried rice. Okay, I'm only going to use a half of this onion here because I'm not done yet. This is a really interesting meal. It comes in stages. You cook your rice first. While you're cooking your rice, you take all the juice from what I have, what I'm going to put in there. Hang on. Okay, I browned the pork on both sides now. I'm covering it up with onions. I'm going to throw a little bit more water in the pork dish itself. Now remember, I'm at level 6. It's really hot. Now I'm going to start steaming it. Steaming the pork in this really hot solution. It's a really light steam, but what I'm trying to do is get the renderings of that carbonized pork flavor. And it's, thank you. Hey, Pennsyltucky. Yeah, I'm trying to get I'm going to try to get the renderings, the juice that surrounds the pork, and I'm going to put that in the hot rice dish as I'm making the rice. Now, I'm not done with the rice. Once the rice is cooked, then it goes back in with the pork, which I'm going to pull out in a little bit once it's cooked, and slice it very thin, dice it actually, on a separate plate, and it's going back in. It's going to stir fry with the rice once the rice is cooked. We'll do that at about 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right around 10 till. I'm not sunburned, no. It's just the lighting. It's no big deal, but we've had snow. And we had a really 2 inches of snow last night, the second 2 inches of snow here in Washington State, not DC. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I'm trying to get those flavors in there. Now, some people use hot sauce at this stage. And I don't mind taking any hot sauce I have. And I have this really bad hot sauce that I picked up a long time ago. And I got it for free. But, thank you very much. Very Chinese, huh? You think I'm Chinese? Interesting. Well, a lot of people are accusing me of being Latino because of my light skin. But no, I'm going to take some of this hot sauce and put it on top. because I want to get rid of it. But I also think it has still flavorable value, even though it was free. So I'm just going to splash a little of this on the pork right now. Okay, I'm running at level 6. I'm cooking. I'm really fast cooking in a small pan right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and stir fry mushrooms and a green pepper. I got 3 mushrooms in here, green pepper, and a half an onion. I'm going to put in another big stirring, like a big pan. This is a Farberware. I'm going to get that going on the back burner at level 3. Start that up. So this is kind of a fusion way of cooking, really fast, really aggressive. The whole idea is to make things quickly but easily. I love Green Acres. Yeah. That show really kept me going as a kid, I'll tell you. You know, when you see the world getting polluted by all these evil bastards running our country, and they don't seem to care about Dow Chemical or Monsanto destroying the earth. They don't care about military-industrial complex still growing, even though we don't need it in the way we think we do. You would use to deter animals on your veggies if it didn't taste good. Oh, yeah. Squirrels like to chew on your tomatoes. Oh, yeah, they love tomatoes. But the whole idea is to kind of cherish the good things about the earth. And that's what the Green Acres show really represented to me. And that man who was the lead on the Green Acres, the star, Eddie Albert, became a spokesman for the organic Miracle-Gro. I believe he was a Miracle-Gro guy. He became a spokesman for gardening things because he loved gardening himself. He was a gardener at heart, Eddie Albert. And he became a spokesman, I believe, for Miracle-Gro. Remember him? But the whole show really typifies the idea of getting back to the farm. And I love the idea of everybody having a little victory garden. If you want one. If you don't, then you don't have to have one. You got markets. But it's true that many countries in Eastern Europe, they encourage gardening, and everyone does a lot of canning. That's how they get through the tough times. And it's really a great backup for America to have more little gardens. And I'm going to encourage that when I'm president. All right. Green Acres is the place to be. All right, welcome, Haney. Mr. Haney became the federal chairman? Really? She's passing it on to Jerome Powell. Yeah, he's already received. Jerome Powell is currently the Federal Reserve Chairman. All right. $2.12 for all this pork. Okay. Got a light on here. I don't think you can really see the, I'm going to put the camera as close as I can to the pork so you can see it. I'm going to turn the flame off now on the front burner, which is the pork. And I'm going to take this and add it. Take everything that was in there. I'm going to pull the meat out and put that on a plate. And I'm going to take the renderings from the pork and put it right in on the rice. Okay. Great. Yeah, so that rice is now cooking on with all the things in it, it's cooking on high. And as we cook that, I'm also going to take this in a separate plate and proceed to cut it up with a knife. Look at that nice pork. It was kind of brown slightly on one side, but you'll notice that the pork is not going to be completely done. But it's a little easier to cut when it's been pre-cooked. Remember, I'm going to throw this pork and chop it up and finish cooking it in the stir fry. So, yeah. Now, I was watching a cooking show a couple days ago where the cook said, "Oh, pork should have a little pink texture, pink color to it." And this is a little too pink, but it's almost pink. But I've always been told that if pork is pink, you can get botulism. I love cooking with these bundles. Do not get loin. Do not get loin. Loin is too tough. These shoulder blades, and they're boneless. They're really actually good. They're tender. Yeah, I just can't imagine eating pork when it's pink. It's almost pink, really? Well, I've just always been told that if it's pink, it's not good. And I was listening to a top chef say, "Oh, it has to have a little pink in order to be perfect." Oh, yes. We watch cooking shows. Sarah loves to watch cooking shows, but she doesn't like to cook. And I watch them with her because I enjoyed cooking shows and I love to cook. So, yeah, it's raw. This pork is not done. It's going back in the hopper here. So I'm going to take and cross-cut these. Put a little oil on this back burner here. Got some more of this extra virgin calavita. Get that on there, about a tablespoon. I've been talking about this product. I'm probably going to use some of it tonight. It's chimichurri. If you ever get a chance to buy this stuff, it's incredible. It's a combination of non-GMO parsley, vinegar, crushed red pepper, spices, garlic. It's really, really good. It's got a parsley base to it, which is nice. You can use fresh parsley if you want, too. That's great. All righty. What would Ramsay say? I don't know. Ramsay just yells at people and says, "Buzz off! Piss off!" All right, let's not molest the pig any longer than we have to. I'm going to go ahead and use a different knife here. Washing your instruments is very important. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut these crosswise. Into bite-sized pieces. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back to that other knife. A little bit more dexterous. Okay, I'm just going to start cutting these up into smaller pieces. Now, like I said, I could have done this at the beginning, but that pork is so much easier to cut once you pre-cooked it. Okay, I'd say about a ½ an inch wide. These pieces are. Because remember, we want pork in our meal for everybody, and if we're making 10 meals, we don't want anybody to get shorted out of the pork. It's the other white meat. Okay. That oil is getting warm now in the back burner. This is kind of a hassle, I must say. If you want to throw your pork in a blender, I mean, I suppose that wouldn't really work either. A meat grinder might work. But who wants ground meat? You know? It feels like ground beef. So today I was at the meat counter at my local grocer, and the meat lady walks up to me and starts talking to me, and I'm like, it's a private time for me to be at the past due meat section. I don't really like people to say, "Hey man, why are you buying food at the past due meat section?" So it's like, yeah, okay. And everyone kind of walks up to it. No one wants to be buying meat at the same time in the past due meat section. So one person at a time kind of thing. If you look at the deals that they have. And the lady was very aggressive. She just said, hey, I've got deals on ham here and blah, blah, blah. And I asked her, I said, well, what about this ground turkey? And she said, yeah, that's on sale. And it was like $3. Oh, no. Okay. Rinsing off the pork. All right. It happens sometimes. My floor is really clean, so I'm not really worried. But if you have like dog hair on the floor, you don't want to be cooking with it. Okay, I'm cutting this nice and about a ½ an inch thick for its second round of cooking. Okay. All right. Anyway, I asked her about this product. I said, how much is this normally? Because I'm looking at a $3 off coupon here. And she said, oh, well, that's on sale for $4.99, sir. It's ground turkey, 85% lean, Genio. It's a good product, you know, minimally meat processed, no artificial ingredients. I will stir my vegetables. I haven't even cut them in. The vegetables are in the ricer right now. The other vegetables are coming. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to say that this is now going back in the freezer. It's freezing down, but I got these for $1.99 a piece. And I thought that was a good deal. If you can get any type of meat for $1.99 a pound, go for it. Oh, hey. Hey, ho. Okay, all this meat is going back into that pan back here on top of some onions. And I'm going to go ahead and rinse my hands off because, you know, anytime you're around pork, you want to mix it with your vegetables. I'm going to put these onions in here. On top of the olive oil. I'm going to throw some garlic in. I've got some garlic I need to eat up. So I'm going to eat that up too. Throw that in on the olive oil. Oh yeah, we got a nice, good, excellent. We'll throw that right back onto the grill. Cover it up. Keep it at level 3. Start chopping that pepper. I always take the top off the pepper and then pop it out like that. Slice down the sides. Peppers are really easy to cook with. You don't want to eat the seeds, so you can put those in the garden if you want. Okay, we're almost there. And rice is cooking right now in the ricer. Okay, we're doing well. And I go for just a half cut with these things. If you cut them too small, they just blend right into the meal, and then Sarah can't spend her time picking them out. We wouldn't want to give her any night vegetables because she's actually getting a good reaction from not eating nightshade vegetables. Put those peppers right on top of the pork. Take the temperature up to that pan up to level 6 now. So your back burner is at level 6 and your ricer is working on its own. I'm going to take these 3. I like to take the bottoms off of these things, especially if they're sitting around. But you can see the mushrooms are ready to go. Slice them in half like this, and then line them up like that, and just go like this. And then you can go back the other way. Okay, and throw all that right on top of the pork as well. Except for the bottom of the stem. Okay, we're at level 6 now on the back burner, and I'm going to let that cook at a high flame now and kind of continue cooking that pork. All right, great. Cooking the pork. Rinsing hands off. So Donald Trump, the closest he could get to saying that this was a false flag is, these crisis drills are very bad for our country. You might want to grow a ball or two and just admit that somebody's been lying to the American people about these false flags. I mean, if there was ever a time for him to say that this is fake news, is now. I cannot believe that he's actually making an issue about a mild issue about these crisis events. These crisis events are downright illegal, what they're doing. They're faking the American people out. And, you know, I seriously doubt if any of these people even existed. I did wash my hands. And I wiped it off with a handy towelette, which I will dry again later and use out in my car. So I save these towels and reuse them. Yeah, you have a towel rack in your kitchen too, to dry your paper towels. I gotta admit that's a little bit weird. It's just that I don't like a big carbon footprint. I try to minimize my carbon footprint as much as I can. I try to breathe out less than I breathe in. Reducing my carbon footprint every single second of the day. I do yes, I reuse paper towels, but not for the kitchen. I use them for my car. I'll do the windows, you know, because you can't really do windows with a regular towel, you know. But if there's a little bit of dry towel out there, you just, you know, this way you get double use out of them. You know, I spray this Rain-X on the outside of my windows to keep them all nice and clean. No shame. No. I don't work at McDonald's. I could if I really wanted to, I suppose. They'd probably take me. It'd take anybody. Yeah. Underwhelming. The humor is necessary to cover up the ugliness and teeth. Who's got teeth problems, Camille? And underwhelmed? What do you mean? Camille just found out what it's like to be banned in our show. Yeah. She'll never come back. Because right now we're perma-banning. I hear something cooking. Oh my gosh. You know what really pisses me off? My recycler will not take these plastic bins. And they're number 1 peat. But they actually tell me they can't take these number 1 peat. It's like, come on, you're going to take this. Yeah, you're going to take that whether you like it or not. I'm not going to throw that in the garbage. What kind of a scumbag would say they wouldn't take blue number 1 peat? Screw them. I'll let her pick it out. You know that only 10%, you know that 10% of our recyclables are recycled? 90% are thrown in the garbage and go into our trash. No, they search I don't have trash. I put everything in recyclable. I have a small bag of trash that I compress down to a mushroom size container and then stuff it in a public garbage can. Because I do pay taxes, you know, in case you didn't know. Watch the video about chemtrails. I will put it on my list. Thank you, Impeach Trump. Okay, that pork's done, by the way. I am going to turn it off. Now let me get my other container. Okay, we got a 22-minute chemtrail video coming up tonight from somebody at iVlog who just gave us a link. Impeach Trump. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this wonderful Visionware, which I picked up in the 1970s. If you ever see this at a thrift store, get it. It's amazing stuff. These things will handle a clear top stove really well. Okay. I'm going to get the burner over here. Now that I turned all the burners off, I'm going to turn this front one on level 3. Because I'm going to mix everything together now. All the vegetables are done. Everything's done. I'm going to mix everything together on my GE House of Tomorrow range. You know, I could, but I'm so serious when I'm cooking, I know. If I got into my OneDrive, I could play my new song. Let me see if I can get it. Hold, please. Cancel that idea. Yeah, that was a bad idea. The idea was just not workable. You know, they wanted to do two-party verification. So let's play a little bit more of a Scissor Fight song, okay? Okay, it's loading. Wow, that was incredibly industrial. Okay, I put a tablespoon of chimichurri in there, which is basically a parsley and garlic paste. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. I've got some garlic here from the garden. I'm going to, they're already sprouting out, so I'm just going to go ahead and, I did my planning for the year, so. Hey, that was scissor fights bent. Pretty good, huh? Bent. Very industrial sound, I thought. Nice one. Very cutting edge, very modern, very bent. Okay, I got that burner going on level 3 there. Getting hot. We're getting a good solid glass burn going here. All right, I'm going to take these garlics, trim off the edge of the top, and just kind of mince them. 4 garlic I'm going to mince right here. All right, I'm going to throw that on the oil and take the hulls and the husks and put them in my compost heap. Okay. All right, we're good. We're ready to go. Yeah, this is coming together. Okay, the ricer is about ready to shut off. It's finishing its final cook with the white rice and the brown rice together. I'm going to say goodbye to my beautiful view, which you can't really see, but it's out the window here. I love having a view. I had to fight for it too. My neighbor was going to plant a tree in front of it. Oh yeah. He was going to plant a tree right in front of my beautiful view of the Olympic Mountains. And I'm seeing him plant this tree out there. It's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm planting a tree. That's my view. Yeah, that's my view. Well, it's going to affect my resale value. I ran outside, yeah, while he was doing it. And he said, well, I'll pull it out when you're ready to sell. That's what he said to me. I said, oh, yeah, really? Well, I'll bet you nothing is going to grow there anyway. And the end of the story is the tree died. Yeah, hardly anything grows in the soil around here. It's hard pan. It's pathetic. Oh man, I'd dig up the whole lot and fill it in with topsoil, but it would be too expensive. Easier to buy food. I didn't poison the tree, no. I did notice some animals that, urinating on it, but dogs do that. They kill trees, typically. Yeah. I would never take down a tree, my goodness. But it was just ridiculous. He just like, oh, I'm going to stick a tree here. Good for you. Yeah. No, I didn't pee on the neighbor's tree. I couldn't have reached it. I would have had to urinate like 7 feet away. It's impossible. Technically, it's impossible. Okay. My view is much more important than a man's tree, which he wouldn't even see. It was like, what are you putting a tree there for? No, I didn't laugh at him. It just, the tree just didn't make it. You have to water trees and take good kind. You have to be really kind to be a tree. Hey, let me show you what's next in this odyssey. All right. The ricer is done. I'm unplugging it. I'm taking this hot pan here. I'm going to keep it at level 3. I'm going to push the garlic around the base. I'm going to put that rice right in on top of the right on top of that garlic. So here's the rice. It's already done. You can see it. See that? It's already ready to go. And invert it on top of this pan here. Take off everything off the base so it doesn't, you don't lose all those good vegetables. Those carrots are done. Okay, start stirring it so it doesn't burn. Then add your pork. Mushrooms go down first because they're still on top. And then start mixing everything together from the bottom up. And you're going to have a refried taste on that pork and on the rice. The nice thing is it's all very edible. Now, one of the ingredients you can set in this dish, which you could put in at this point, would be a little bit of rosemary. Rosemary is a really good thing with pork. Curry is always good. I'm re-steaming this, or re-cooking everything together now. And I'm down to 1 minute, so I'm going to put a little bit of water in the base of this container and put it on top. And because I'm a little bit short on time, I'm going to go ahead and just cover this up. But the entire dish, you can see, is really huge. And you can pepper it. You can put a little bit of seasoning. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on this with my Cajun seasoning. I'm going to put a little paprika. Normally, this is a very low salt meal. The chimichurri is good. Give it another couple stirs. I'm going to top it off, and then I'm going to turn it to a low simmer and kind of seal in the deal. So it'll be completely cooked very slowly in the juices. Go back and stir it occasionally. You don't want it to stick on the bottom. No, I never poisoned my neighbor's tree. No. The dogs, I think, when they go by, they urinate on. He's got like 2 dogs out there. Yeah. No, I didn't pee on it. No, never did. No. Well, anyway, it was his decision to have dogs come by and visit him. I never wanted dogs, Hey, I'm going to close down here and start the show up in just a few minutes. But the moral of the story is always fight for what is right. And if you have to make stir-fried pork to survive at $5 for 10 meals, and you put them in the freezer and make lunches out of them for Sarah, hey, works for me. Garlic salt is pretty good too. Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely recommend a little garlic salt in this dish. Absolutely. If you're salt sensitive, this is a really good meal because it didn't have a lot of salt added to it. There were no natural salts put in there. The hot sauce, the chimichurri's got a little salt in it, but overall it was really good. You can pepper this to taste. You can put some Parmesan on it. What I really like is putting some sharp cheddar cheese and melting it on top of the dish. Anyway, thank you for letting me make a big meal for you. I'm going to let that sit on simmer. I will see you in a bit. Thank you for the recorded broadcast. We'll be doing these every week, a new show every week. Thank you for coming in. And I'll be in the other show in just a sec. Thank you.